Good morning. This is our daily lectionary readings for Saturday, September 16th, 2023. Our psalm reading is Psalm 103, 8 through 13. Our Old Testament reading is Genesis 45, 1 through 20. And our New Testament reading is from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verses 7 through 15. We'll be reading it from the Message. Psalm 103. God makes everything come out right. He puts victims back on their feet. He showed Moses how he went about his work, opened up his plans to all of Israel. God is sheer mercy and grace, not easily angered. He's rich in love. He doesn't endlessly nag and scold, nor hold grudges forever. He doesn't treat us as our sins deserve, nor pay us back in the full for our wrongs. As high as heaven is over the earth, so strong is his love to those who fear him. And as the sunrise is from the sunset, he has separated us from our sins. As parents feel for their children, God feels for those who fear him. He knows us inside and out, keeps in mind that we're made of mud. Men and women don't live very long. Like wildflowers, they spring up and they blossom, but a storm snuffs them out just as quickly, leaving nothing to show they were here. God's love, though, is ever and always eternally present to all who fear him, making everything right for them and their children as they follow his covenant ways and remember what to do and to do whatever he says. Our Old Testament reading comes from Genesis 45, 1 through 20. If you've been listening in this week, we've been learning about Joseph and his family, and we continue this story today. Genesis 45, 1 through 20. Joseph couldn't hold himself in any longer, keeping up a front before all of his attendants. He cried, "Leave! Clear out, everyone! Leave!" So there was no one with Joseph when he identified himself to his brothers. But his sobbing was so violent that the Egyptians couldn't help but hear him. The news was soon reported to Pharaoh's palace. Joseph spoke to his brothers. "I am Joseph. Is my father really still alive?" But his brothers couldn't say a word. They were speechless. They couldn't believe what they were hearing and seeing. "Come close to me," Joseph said to his brothers. They came closer. "I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. But don't feel badly. Don't blame yourself for selling me. God was behind it. God sent me here, ahead of you, to save lives. There has been a famine in the land for 2 years. The famine will continue for 5 more years, neither plowing nor harvesting. God sent me on ahead to pave the way and make sure that there was a remnant in the land, to save your life in an amazing act of deliverance. So you see, it wasn't you who sent me here, but God. He set me in this place as a father to Pharaoh, put me in charge of his personal affairs, and made me ruler of all Egypt. Now hurry back to my father. Tell him, your son Joseph says, I'm master of all Egypt. Come as fast as you can and join me here. I'll give you a place to live in Goshen, where you'll be close to me. You, your children, your grandchildren, your flocks, your herds, and anything else that you can think of. I'll take care of you there completely. There are still 5 more years of famine ahead. I'll make sure all your needs are taken care of. You and everyone connected with you. You won't want for a thing. Look at me. You can see for yourself, and my brother Benjamin can see for himself that it's me, my own mouth, telling you all of this. Tell my father all about the high position I hold in Egypt. Tell him everything that you've seen here. But don't take all day. Hurry up and get my father down here. Then Joseph threw himself on his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept on his neck. He then kissed all of his brothers and wept over them. Only then were his brothers able to talk with him. The story was reported in Pharaoh's palace. Joseph's brothers have come. It was good news to Pharaoh and all who worked with him. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Tell your brothers, this is the plan. Load up, pack your animals, go to Canaan. Get your father and your families and bring them back here. I'll settle you on the best land in Egypt, and you'll live off the fat of the land." Also, tell them this. Here's what I want you to do. Take wagons from Egypt to carry your little ones and your wives, and load up your father and come back. Don't worry about having to leave things behind. The best in all of Egypt will be yours. Our New Testament reading comes from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verses 7 through 15. The world is full of so-called prayer warriors who are prayer ignorant. They're full of formulas and programs and advice, peddling techniques for getting what you want from God. Don't fall for that nonsense. This is your Father you are dealing with, and He knows better than what you need. With a God like this loving you, you can pray very simple, like this. Our Father in heaven, reveal who you are. Set the world right. Do what's best as above, so below. Keep us alive with 3 square meals. Keep us forgiven with you and forgiving others. Keep us safe from ourselves and the devil. You're in charge. You can do anything you want. You're a blaze in beauty. Yes, yes, yes. In prayer, there is a connection between what God does and what you do. You can't get forgiveness from God, for instance, without also forgiving others. If you refuse to do your part, you cut yourself off from God's part. And here ends our readings for the day.